Hello, my name is Dr. Bertrina Olivia West Amati, and you are watching Dr.O After Dark. Hey y'all, hey, this is Dr.O. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Dr.O After Dark. And I am joined here once again. Y'all see this big smile on my face. This big old cheese. You cannot erase it because I am here with my friend, the handsome and single.
At the same time.
And we'll get into philanthropist,
Yes.
entrepreneur, Mr. Chad, like the country.
Yeah.
And if you don't know where the country Chad is, do not hit him up in his inbox because if you don't know where Chad is, then listen.
That's how I pick my
We're
friend.
not talking about Chad Tatum. Okay? And if you don't know that, then you need to know.
How about it?
So we are here. Thank you.
Hey,
We're matching in our creed.
I know, right?
I appreciate you coming here on such a wonderful night
Yeah.
where everybody's out here enjoying a turkey and watching football. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
That's right.
Cheers to that on
Cheers.
Thanksgiving. Thank you for tuning in. And it is a very special episode because we are honoring and celebrating Men's Mental Health Month here in November.
That's right.
We wanted to bring you back on here, Chad, just to talk about and resonate with a little bit about mental health, not only in just men, but especially men of color, but even more defined, Black men, African American men.
Man.
So for those of you who are not familiar with you, tell them about Chad, like the country.
Wow. Such an awesome introduction. I'm Chad. Chad, like the country, is one of my handles. Creator, artist, philanthropy is a thing. If I can get it across my teeth. You know, I'm a helper by heart. You know, and I'm here in support of men's mental health and Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I mean, all of our health overall. It's bigger than mental health. We talking about gut health, spiritual health. I'm in support of the healthiest quality of life we can afford ourselves all the way around. Definitely not gender specific. It's ageless, it's timeless. It's definitely something that we all need to take into consideration in every way as possible, for sure.
Absolutely.
For
And
sure.
as you mentioned, it's ageless, it's timeless, across genders, across
Yes.
socioeconomic status.
For
But
sure.
what I wanted to really bring you back on here tonight is specifically as we're talking about Men's Mental Health Month.
Yes.
There is a huge stigmatization, and we see this a lot. And shout out to all of my Black men out there doing the work.
The work. Let's talk about the work too.
But studies show there's very little, like maybe about 2% of Black men who go to therapy because there's a huge stigmatization around it. So as you want to talk about doing the work, let's talk a little bit about that, especially as being a Black man and maybe seeking therapy. Is it the vulnerability behind it, or what causes maybe a lot of Black men to not want to seek therapy, and what would you tell them or encourage them about seeking therapy?
Oh man, I mean, look at the world that we're in. So many different levels of normalized ignorance that we are operating under. You know, we're so easily
Normalized
distracted
ignorance. I love that.
and confused by what's really going on in this world, and allowing our outside influences to determine what health or happy is and what normal is and what manhood is. The hyper generalizations, I'm over it. You know, I'm totally over it personally, but it's not up to me. But all I can do is be a force in sharing the light to help everybody know that, look, we are all suffering, whether you realize it or not. If you have the capacity to take it into consideration, it's a good chance that you are on the first steps to put yourself in a better situation. Take into consideration the things that we ingest. And I'm not just talking about food, and thank to Dr. New talking to us about sugar, But the things that we ingest energetically, like our companionships, for example, friends, pick a ship, it's just as powerful, right? Then we have our said family structures. You know what I mean? The things, these learned behaviors, you know, we all creatures of habit, patterns, and if you here in 2023 truly believe that there's nothing wrong with you, that is the biggest problem that you could possibly be undergoing right now.
But no, I'm good.
Of course you are. You're fine
I'm
with
good.
if you're fine with the toxic traits and these hurtful habits that we practice to a degree, we don't see nothing wrong with it, then that's up to you. And that's a good reason why we exist in this space right now, to remind us all that, hey, we all overdue for a checkup or two.
But Instagram says
For sure.
that I'm living my best life.
Of course you are. All you need
Facebook
is a
says
couple
that.
Snapchats and a few reels and a selfie. You know, hey, it's good to go.
And get it at the highlights about like when I'm out with all my friends and
That's
family
right.
and partying and I'm
Good.
out traveling.
That's
But
right.
let's talk about the
Come on.
other 364 days and 360 days of the year. How you doing, sis? How you doing, bruh?
For sure.
Because a lot of us, we fade, as I was growing up, it was like called faking the funk. We faking the
man.
funk, or as they say now, doing it for the gram. I don't even know if that's still a term, you know.
Right.
If they
It's
still
still
doing
being
it
done.
for the gram.
We might
or
not
if they-
use that language, but it's still happening.
Exactly. They doing it for somebody. They doing it for the ex who used to be Twitter and whatever. So,
Come on.
what I want to know is, as a successful, handsome, young, single, emphasis on handsome and single, and we did to take a pause of silence.
I drink to that in the silence.
We're drinking to that. How do you maintain, I guess, like your own mental health? Because it's been such a huge stigmatization
Yes.
that men, black, especially men, gotta be strong. I gotta be the protector. I gotta be provider. Going and speaking to someone about my problems,
Right.
that not only shows weakness as a man, but then also dealing with what we deal a lot with communities of color is that no, we're not supposed to talk about
Right.
what goes on in this house. So a lot of women and things I deal with, we deal with that same, what goes on in this house stays in this house. Take it to the altar, go to God. So I feel like a lot of times with black men, you're coupled with that stigmatization of you're not supposed to
Right.
talk about it.
Stigmas.
But on top of that,
Stereotypes,
you can't even go to God or take us to the altar because you have to be the ox, the mule, the strong black man that gotta hold it all, and I cannot show any weakness. On top of that, and being strong
top, come
for
on.
the strong black woman and strong black family,
Yeah.
I gotta go out here into the world every day and be beat down and be worrying about when them lights come flashing behind me, if they after me, and if I'm gonna live today or not. Because they're gonna pull me over some BS, and I might lose my life.
Yeah, something a lot of what you just shared is what's deemed normal. We've normalized these things, much like my introduction. Like I said, this normalized confusion. You know, this normalized pain body that well, because I'm a man, I'm supposed to subject myself to these levels of hurt, trauma, and disconnection to solidify my seat as a man. Dare you talk about it? Dare you express yourself? Suck it up and suffer? Is that healthy? Does any of this sound like this is ideal, normal? And realizing that in the most direct and indirect way, we are passing this confusion and this hurt down to our sons and our families and even in the community. You know, suck it up as a man and suffer. To do what? To gain what? It's part of the trick. And you asked me something really specific. You asked me, well, what do I do in the most personal sense?
Absolutely.
I found the truth. God's truth, universal truth. Not the kind you can find in a dictionary, not the kind that someone told me should be true. To compliment
But within
this
yourself
normalized. Yeah,
and
the truth
within
within
your
myself. Does it
intrinsic
simply
power.
feel good? Does it show up as healthy or helpful? You know, I found a line that can't be moved when it comes to myself, and everybody's line is different. It's either helping or it's hurting. It's adding to or it's taken away from. It's building you up or it's tearing you down, Chad. That's people, the things that I surround myself with, the choices that I make, the habits that I allow myself to participate in. It's a personal choice that we all have to come to choose. You can't tell me what's best for me any more than I can. You can make all the most helpful recommendations and suggestions, but if I'm separate from truth, it'll never show up. It'll never resonate is what to do with. You know what I mean? So with these factors in mind, the truth is simple, first and foremost. Like most mental health conditions. A lot of times we find ourselves making things more complicated than what they need to be when we try to function outside of truth. We taking on popular opinion, these socially acceptable distractions.
Stigmatization and pulling us down and saying who we are or who we not.
Yeah, the truth allows you to identify who you are. Are you okay with what you're participating in and what you're witnessing and what
and
you
even in
become
the
a part
truth,
of? The truth.
It is where I'm from, what is my ancestry,
That's right.
what is my history, and what is my heritage. And if I know that I am not all these things that westernized society try to say that I am, because I'm built in and strong in this foundation, and I'm built on my ancestors, and I know who I say I am.
Exactly.
But so many of us have been indoctrinated, especially here, and we're based out of Atlanta, so especially here in the United States. Because through slavery and through, what we consider like epigenetics, we have been torn down, a lot of us, from the womb. And some of us from the womb to the tomb. Some of us have made it, like my mother, for example, born outside, outside of segregation and slavery and all that kind of stuff, but has still experienced it and never really got to experience what we all say we strive for, the dream of Martin Luther King.
Right.
Living a dream.
It's something
the freedom, that experience.
Totally complements what we're just saying. The dream of Martin Luther King. How about this? We've been indoctrinated and taught and trained to live Martin Luther King's dream. If it's not in alignment with yours, you're not living in your truth.
You're not.
That is the predecessor for suffering, right there in itself. You know what I mean? Until we have the ability to create space within ourselves, it's not a location, it's not a situation to avoid ourselves. The moments of clarity, that is a requirement to tap into that, I would say, undeniable truth of how we feel, what we're thinking, and how we're behaving. Nobody's dream will become reality. If it's Dr. King's or the one you went to sleep to last night. If you're separate from the truth or the energetic goodness that you're capable of mustering out of it, it'll never matter.
So when I think about November being Mental Health Month for men, for me, I highlight and I feel like I don't say mental health month for men. I specifically specify mental health month for black men. And I think about all the hardships. If we think about, things, hot topics, even like from child support, men's rights against women's rights when it comes to even taking care of their own children, or who is my money going to go to? You got 5 kids, me and you only got 1 together, but you would anticipate or expect me, because I'm the only good dude, to take care of the one that I'm taking care of, but all 4 other with my child support. All of these things are impacting and stressful, and I'm expected to be the leader, the head, the provider, the protector. And on top of all of those things, I'm still met with society who says that I ain't shit. I'm the lowest of the low. I'm not respected as a man. And you're never gonna get anywhere or get anything. You're expected to be dumb, stupid, uneducated, selling drugs or on drugs. In a system we know is not built for us and you, especially the black male. So there is a plethora of things that I think of when I think of the struggle. Not only having to be the protector and the provider for the family, but going out trying to be that protector and provider every day and not knowing if you're gonna make it home.
Yeah, especially for us in the spiritual sense, we show up as empath and, those who operate under the different levels of enlightenment. Everything that you just shared is a direct reflection of why I have the confidence to share with, I would say, Black America. Let's be frank like that. We are not okay as a whole. If I'm okay as an individual or whatever level that can be so subject to sound and seem, I'm not okay being a part of this collective not being okay. You get what I'm saying? In my low vibrational worst case scenarios, you are not okay if you're not safe and healthy around me. You see what I'm saying? I can't add nothing to complement your higher self. That means I'm going to help support and tear you down. These are the grandparents to the crab in the barrel mentality. So while we're rooting on these football teams who don't give a damn about you, make sure you understand that. You got the jersey, you bought the shoes, season tickets. We can't find you in the neighborhood that needs you most.
When
we
it's
have to cheer
time.
for the home team.
You ain't
see what I'm
even
saying?
there at the Little League.
Can't find you at the Little League teams in our own neighborhood, but we got season tickets to a team that's about to basically put gas in their boats.
And not even, don't got black coaches, don't got black owners.
Don't want you to be a black coach or owner. Make it make sense.
We keeping it down. We keeping you, we holding you down.
But you're good. I know you are. Again, this is the truth. Call it subjective. Everybody's truth is different. Thank you for those who are that coach to the Little League baseball and the Little League football team to help empower our young ones with the disciplinary measures to help them be team players and exactly the community.
And weighing, and that goes back into the mental health, because now these very few, they're having to carry that, and they're having to carry that weight. I'm now having to be the coach of 2, 3, 4, 5 teams. Why? Because they don't have it.
Exactly.
But if we would have more who was less worried about their designer this and designer that, or get into the next big, influencer.
That's right.
Spending thousands of dollars on Beyonce tickets or whatever.
Yeah, truth.
Whoever is the next.
We are all heavily influenced in a lot of ways.
Take that and donate it into the community.
We are all heavily influenced in a lot of ways, and if these distractions aren't apparent in today's time, it's literally proving our point. No more than I have anything to prove. We have just as much to gain than we do to lose. So being a steward of this force, here it is. I'm calling for a collective confidence, a collective conference. If it's the inside job, everybody, we're all going to take away different levels of truth from these messages, but we have to be able to come together to help make each other better. What I consider true may not be necessarily the most accurate depiction of where you stand, which is good, but that means there's somebody else along this chain reaction of the things that we got happening that can truly align with what you have as spirit and mind. We have to stay open to each other's experience. That's called healing 101, to confront the core, and then we'll find more to explore. Much like Dr.O was talking about how sugar affects us at the anatomic level, since the youngest, since our earliest days of being dropped off into this world, we are being literally doped up with sugar. How she expressed that is literally more addictive than cocaine, and wonder why our children are out here fiending for Starburst before they will eat their dinner. We allow that to happen, and as parents, we are feeding them this poison. We got our kids hooked on that shit. That's literally the side effects.
And if you guys do not know about Dr.O, make sure you guys check out our last episode of Dr.O After Dark, where we had Dr.O on here and talking about the sugar and how it impacts us. So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
As we get ready to go into closing.
Yes.
What I hear and see a lot as a psychologist, and even with my colleagues, especially with other Black female clinicians, what we do not see is a lot of Black heterosexual males. Shout out to all of my LGBTQs, Black men, we're seeing you guys in therapy.
Yeah.
But straight heterosexual, these strong, masculine,
thank you for highlighting that. Come on, bring it in. Thank you for highlighting that.
We are not seeing you guys here.
Come on, man.
So as someone who's done their own work, as a, may I say again, very attractive. I had to raise my pinky on that one.
Thank you.
and take a double sip. Educated, entrepreneur, professional, single, bald head, gorgeous smile. The eyes are like them, whatever. And it's y'all ain't heard them voice. Y'all ever heard of somebody that's like you got a voice for radio, cause your face ain't. He got a voice for radio and a face for film. Let me tell you, all lady, hit me up because whoever get this one right here. And he's a Scorpio. If y'all ain't know nothing about no Scorpios, he is a Scorpio. But, and he did the work.
There's so much more to do.
He did the work. So that's what we've been looking for. So, to all of those, especially the ladies who out here are envious because they in their marriage and they looking at their husband, they side-eyeing him, they like, yeah, you fine, you this, you that, and the other, but you ain't did the work. I need to get you in therapy. You won't go to therapy. What would you say to the black man in regards to coming in and doing the work for men's, our men's mental health month here? And while y'all out there in between watching the football on Thanksgiving,
thank you for that,
and giving lots of thanks, we're gonna get some thanks for mental health.
Fellas, this is non-ethnic specific. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is men's mental health. I don't care about what color you are. We really need each other right now more than ever.
Socioeconomic status.
So, with this in mind,
sexual orientation, male, if you identify as that.
Yes. You don't need permission to do what's right for you. That's what a leader does. You see what I'm saying? From what I understand, out of all things to be considered manly or deemed manhood or man-like, whatever, you don't need permission to do the right thing or to do the helpful thing. We operate in honor in this space. You don't need your woman or wives' permission to help yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually. The education is out here, the information is out here, the support system is out here, the brotherhood is born, and all it takes is the desire, and the tenacity to participate unapologetically, because we have to have each other's support more than ever. You know what I mean? And with that in mind, ladies, hey, if you are not in support of your man's or husband's or whoever you want to call him, of his empowerment and and overall betterment to help him be the father that you feel like he can be, or the man that you feel like he's supposed to be, that means you are a direct part of the problem, if not the problem itself. You see what I'm saying?
You are part of that, lady.
You are a part of the problem. Yes, you are. Because again, if it's not helping, it's hurting. If it's not adding to, it's taken away from. There's no realistic sense in letting the leader attempt to lead, but then you in the passenger side trying to drive. At the same time, if you aren't in supporting him making healthy decisions in support of the collective, that means you are the problem. You are the flat tire that's keeping you from rolling.
So with that, you are the flat tire.
Yes, and you can't be changed out.
And we are so good with saying the man is the head, but we are the neck. But if the neck ain't turning in the right direction and leading that man, baby.
Hey, again, if it's not a part of the problem, if it's not a part of the solution, it's most likely the problem. It is the problem. It's simple. This isn't rocket science, everybody. We've made all the mistakes. We should have learned all the lessons by now. Again, you can Google mental health. From all the personality disorders, the signs and symptoms are being broken down to a capital and lowercase t.
Or you can also reach out to Dr.O.
As you should. Matter of fact, being that it's men's mental health awareness month, I have some gifts for the men out there that you all, literally several of you, I don't know how many have participated, literally have sessions that have been complimented to get in, take that step. Even if you are sure that everything is okay with you and yours, it does not hurt to help, to seek that help, to get the tools, to get the knowledge, to be able to at least pay it forward. Help somebody. Helping people is helping yourself too. And that's a lot of what fueled me into participating in the realm of philanthropy, because there's helping others, for sure. I've found there's power in becoming the supporter that I need in ways where I didn't have it. So let's make it good, everybody.
Chat, what I hear is, so the first 50 men who contact us, not 50. Only Dr. O After Dark. You want to do more than 50? We get a 50.
I like 100.
Oh, okay. Well, the first 100 men that contact us here, you can either contact me at droliviawest.com or at our practice at outoftheboxccc.com. So that's out of the box followed by 3 C's, charlie.com. Hashtag or word Chad, and your first session is covered by Chad, completely free. So for the month of the Men's Mental Health Month, if you say Chad for the first 100 men,
100.
and you know I'm Dr. O, my feeds are not. So
it's a powerful woman. Time is ticking, and I truly hope all of you out there take advantage of this opportunity to empower yourself to become the men that we have at heart to be for our families and ultimately for ourselves. You know, our families can't be the structures that we believe they can be while we are passing the blame and everywhere else and not taking accountability for ourselves. Picking healthy mates to complement us being the leaders that we've been designed to be, or not. You see what I'm saying? Pay attention to these social stigmas that are going on around us. These shoes are not making us men. The suits, these clothes, this is all stuff. This is the inside job, everybody. Keep our mind right, keep our spirit tight, and that's the keys to making everything all right, you know? Everything outside of that.
Mind tight, spirit right.
That's
right.
That's
the keys to making it all right.
Mixtape
we got
soon.
we got bars.
Mixtape coming 2024.
Come on.
Featuring Dr.O.
Dr.
Track
O.
number 1.
Oh, bring it to the floor. Y'all already know.
Hold on now. Wait a minute. About to jump
you know we got to get crunk
Let me
up.
jump.
So let me tell you.
Like cafeteria. Come on. What?
Where can everybody find you? Men who want more support and advice and mentorship, and just say, hey, I want to holler at you. And of course, the ladies who are always like, ain't no good men here in Atlanta. They all taken. They all married. They not here for us. They all on a down low. What do y'all? The voice, the eyes, the smile, the singleness.
247, and it is truly a real good thing. Add real good 247. Thank you, Dr.
O. My mom. When you said it's a real good lady, that's what that name was just. He said.
It is.
It
is. With that in mind, though,
it's real. It's real.
I'm being modest. You know.
Oh, it's real good, but he being modest.
You gotta be modest, you know. Yeah.
Saying it's real good is being modest.
It's a good thing. Everything is good, it's all good. If it ain't good, it's bad. I ain't going out like that, you know. But with that in mind, everybody, you know, my name's Chad. Chad just like the country. Real good 247 is how you find me. You know, stand in the light. That's how we keep things tight, man. I mean,
and
this
if
world
you don't know where Chad the
enough,
country is, do not hit him up.
Yeah. Can we wrap that? For the world, though. For the world, thank you for the wonderful introduction and closing. Dr. O, you are a true jewel. You know, and thank you for what you're doing to support us, you know, the men and women alike, to support us all to help keep this information coming out so we could find everything that we can to be in support of each other. The tools are here, everybody. The outreach is here, the insight is here, and if you want to be a part of anything uplifting and helpful, you have a fair chance to. You know, we are really running out of time in a global sense to come together as a healthy collective. All the excuses are non-excusable. Just know that. Just know that.
No
literally in this window,
0.
You have to literally want to stay stuck as a part of a problem that is proven to be problematic. There is no solution in perpetuating this confusion. Pay attention. The stuff that they're giving you in the news, if you want to believe it, that's up to you. If you think that you don't have any resources and you're limitless and you thinking less than half full or whatever type of analogies, examples, that is your choice. Please understand that there is contrast to that. You truly have support. Choose it.
Come on now, Chad.
You can do it. And we're here.
It's your choice. It is a choice.
You have to choose.
Well, thank you so much, Chad, like the country, the real one.
Thank you for having me.
Make sure you guys follow him, like him, subscribe. All of that knowledge that he has to offer and to give. Such a powerful person.
It's not even for me. This is for you. You could not. How about this? If you got anything valuable out of this, and you don't want to follow me for whatever reason, how about this? Forget social media. Follow yourself. Trust yourself. You will see. You don't need me to, you don't need my validation. I'm not here to take a hand on it unless you're ready to help carry it with me. I'm not going to do it for you, but I can do it with you. You see, that's how I got to be in the helpful version of people who saw that I was willing to help myself. It's a true cornerstone. I can't do anything for you that you're not willing to do yourself. So follow me or not. You don't have to like it. I don't care. But I do have enough love for us all to know that help yourself, please.
So y'all
Help
make
yourself.
sure you follow him. As he said, if you don't want to follow him, follow yourself. And outside of yourself, definitely make sure you're following Dr. Olivia West and tuning in every week to Dr.O After Dark.
That's right.
So we can have more wonderful people on here like us. And now I'm about to go and enjoy me a little bit of my homemade cranberry sauce and some of this turkey. Thank you so much for taking away from your family, your time, and everything
so
like
much
that.
happening fast.
Football, we're about to go out here and enjoy this game.
How about a New Year follow-up? We check in on everybody for the New Year.
We're going to check in
on our people, see how we doing.
2024.
I'm for it.
We're going to have to come up with a new theme. 2023 was a year for me. That was our affirmation and theme. 2024 is opening new doors.
New doors,
Yes.
2024.
2024 for new doors. All right, y'all.